Yo, what's going on guys? It's your boy Dingo, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 6 ways for you to get better at Fortnite. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so the first thing that we need to cover is mechanics. So you must get your mechanics down to the point where you are very comfortable with them. They need to be to the point where you don't have to think about what you're doing as far as your mechanics. You have to be able to think through your gameplay and not have to think through your building. This is a crucial aspect of the game because if you don't have this down, then 50% of your thought process, which is half of the gameplay knowledge that you need to be able to succeed in this game, is going to be absolutely wasted. So you need to get it down to the point where it's basically second nature to you. In order to do this, I would recommend just grinding your mechanics out on creative as much as you possibly can do until you're at the point where you are very comfortable with them, like stated before. The best way to do this is through editing courses. You can also do edit maps, and you can do PGs to practice those with your friends, or even matchmaking online if you don't have any friends to play with. Box fights are also a very good way to practice your editing. So if you don't know any particular maps that you like to use, then I will put the maps that I use down in the description below, and you can feel free to use those as much as you want. The second part of your mechanics is your aiming mechanics. Your aiming mechanics are very important pretty straightforwardly because you need to be able to hit your shots. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to eliminate your opponent. So there's a couple different types of aiming. You have flick aim and you have your tracking aim. Flick aim is mostly used with shotguns and tracking aim is mostly used with ARs. The best way to practice this is just like your editing mechanics, by using maps in creative, just like you do with your editing. So you can also use games like Kovacs or Aiming Pro Online if you're on PC. And once again, if you don't know any maps to use for your aim, then I will happily put the maps that I use down in the description below and you can check them out. Okay, so the second thing that we need to cover is who should you practice against? And to answer this question, you need to practice against people who are of your equal skill level or people who are better than you. You can't practice against people who are worse than you, otherwise you're not going to put yourself in pressured situations and you're not going to get better because you're not challenging yourself. So challenge yourself and verse people who are better than you preferably, or people who are of your equal skill level. Okay, and our third topic that we're going to cover is you have to watch your gameplays back and replays to see where you go wrong in certain situations. Like if you're playing an arena game and you take a mid-game fight, let's say there's about 40 people left, then you need to go back and replays and then go back over your steps that you did that caused you to die. And you need to go over them in your head and then practice whatever you did wrong to do it better the next time. If you do this consistently, you'll start to build a pattern inside of your head and it'll start to be second nature not to make those same mistakes again. And even if you pick up on just a couple mistakes that you make that you don't even make that often, that's improvement because you're making an effort not to screw up on your plays. So yeah, make sure to go back in replays and go over your steps. Okay, so another really good way to improve on your gameplay is watch pros streams and YouTube videos to see how they approach fights, to see how they get out of fights whenever they get low, to just study everything that they do and try to emulate what they do to the best way possible. So there is a reason that they are pros. So it's just like any sports team. If you want to get really good at football, then you're going to watch people like Tom Brady or Eli Manning or someone like that. Or basketball, you're going to watch somebody like Michael Jordan or Steph Curry or just somebody good. So watch people. I really like to watch Mongrel, Clicks, Mr. Savage, Reet, and basically any pro player that you like to watch. If they are good, just watch them and watch what they do and try your best to emulate and put that into your practice routine. So that is your fourth tip, watch pros gameplay. Okay, so the fifth topic is going to be you have to be willing to dedicate time to the game. All the steps that I said beforehand are not going to help you if you only do 10 to 15 minutes a day. It's going to help you very subtly, maybe, but you need to be able to dedicate quite a bit of time to the game if you really want to get better. I would say probably about 2 to 3 hours of practice a day, and then you can play arena games and other stuff like that for actual in-game practice, and you can do anything you want really, just like realistics or PGs or whatever you feel like helps you the most. But if you're not willing to dedicate time to the game, then you're not willing to get better. It's just simple as that. And for our last and final tip, I would say if you are really dedicated to the game and you really want to grind to get better and you don't mind spending a little bit of money, update your hardware. If you're playing on a console at 60 FPS on a little trashy TV, it's very, very hard to be able to play at a competitive level. Go get a PC and at least a 144Hz monitor, and then just watch your gameplay, how much better it'll get just from doing that. Some people say that PC players have a very big advantage as far as frame rate and stuff like that goes, and yeah, they're right. PC players 100% have an advantage. They can see their game better, they can see a higher refresh rate, which makes their game more smooth. And not only that, they're able to use keyboard and mouse, which you can use on console as well, but it's a lot more smooth on PC and the refresh rate is a lot lower. And if you already play on PC, get yourself a better keyboard, get yourself a better mouse, get yourself whatever peripherals you play the best on. It's all about what is most comfortable to you and what you feel the best playing with. And this is not to say that console players, you're just screwed out of the game, okay? There are console players who are very, very good at the game. There are console players that are better than most PC players. It is actually insane how good console players are. So if you're a console player and you're willing to grind but you don't have the extra money to get a PC, don't be discouraged whatsoever. Just grind yourself up and you are guaranteed to get better. You don't have to have a PC, but it definitely helps. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it through that entire video, I hope you learned something, and I hope that it can help you get your Fortnite game to the next level. If you like the video, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video, and comment down below if I missed something or you feel like I should include something else. I will definitely put up a part 2 if you guys want it. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Tower on the beat.